from this game, whether, take the result out of it. Obviously, it's disappointing to lose the game. Anytime you line up in anything competitively, we're trying to win. But right now, our process needs to improve. That's really the biggest takeaway is on really in both phases on offense and defense. Our operation is not up to par, and how we're finishing plays is not up to par. So that'll be a focus moving forward, but it's good to know.
Something Mike McDonald said right out of the gate after the preseason loss to the Cowboys on Saturday. We are back on the Ultimate Seattle Sports Show with Dave Softy Mahler of Sports Radio 93.3 KJR-FM. And Softy, is there anything that got you worked up about this preseason opener?
Nope. Next question.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you, man. I was kind of hoping that would be your answer because it's like, I know we all have to talk about it in sports media, but let's not kid ourselves. It is what it is.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, I had something planned for Saturday night. I was not breaking those plans to watch that slop. I can tell you that right now. I watched the game again. Yeah, I watched the game again this morning. I thought you guys over at King did a great job, right? Shout out Kate Scott, Mike Robb, Cliff Averill, all those guys, producers, tech directors, salespeople, whatever. You guys are awesome. Great job on Saturday night, by the way. But the best part about Saturday night is that nobody got hurt, number one. And number two, there's only 2 of these stupid things left before we can start talking football for real against the Patriots. And actually, to be honest with you, Paul, I kind of like that clip we played there of Mike McDonald because you know that at times when you can't get a play in, when you get a delay call, when you can't get out of the huddle properly, whatever, those are things that in tight games sometimes will kill you. They will cost you 5 yards. They'll be the difference between a made field goal and a missed field goal, a first down conversion and having to punt the ball. So there's a part of me actually that kind of likes that took place on Saturday night. Let them learn those lessons in the preseason so they're not forced to learn them the hard way once the season starts.
There's always one guy, though, that really stands out in these games. I'm sure we'll see him on Hard Knocks. It was Montorie Foster Jr. for me. He was the talk of the game. 5 catches, 36 yards, and the touchdown. His background, that was the best part. He was a substitute teacher, got his real estate license, and taught some youth football this past offseason. I mean, just how much fun is it to see guys like this take advantage of their opportunities?
Yeah, it is fun, and I hate to be the Debbie Downer here, Ariel, but it's going to be no fun for him when he gets cut at the end of the year and can't make the football team. I mean, maybe he ends up on the practice squad like he was a year ago. Maybe he finds a way somehow, some way to be on special teams. But, look, guys like that, you know as well as me, it's a super duper long shot for them to make the football team. This was a tryout for, 33 plus guys, 35 guys on Saturday night. And maybe a handful of them will, actually in the end make this team. To not have any starters out there to help those guys out. It is such a long shot for these dudes. But yeah, great to see some personality out of him. And you know what? This is also tape for other teams out there too, right? I mean, they may not make the Seahawks roster. And as the defending Super Bowl champions, it's going to be hard for anybody to make this football team as a long shot, but they're putting tape out there for other teams, right? When they get let go, somebody else picks them up on their practice squad. Somebody else picks them up on their active roster. So hopefully that'll be the case for him. But if there was one thing that I was, semi-curious about guys on Saturday night, it was Jalen Milroe. My take on him before the draft, last year, a couple years ago, was I wouldn't have touched the guy with a 10-foot pole on draft day. He just cannot throw the ball whatsoever. Then the Seahawks made him a late third-round draft pick because I think they think of him as kind of a fun toy, right? Like a Taysom Hill type guy, different player than Taysom Hill, different body style than Taysom Hill. But that idea where when it's 4th and inches from your own 25-yard line late in the game, you can maybe use him as a runner to pick up that first down and really surprise the defense. We didn't see any of that a year ago out of Jalen Milroe, mostly because in the preseason, the guy was fumbling the football and could not be trusted to carry it. So I think that's a little bit different now with Jalen Milroe. I'm really curious, guys, to see how much attention they give to him as a spot runner, as a guy that can come in and convert on 4th and short, especially from inside their 50-yard line. This could be a big weapon for them if he can learn to hang on to the damn ball.
Hey, let's talk running backs. George Holani got the bulk of the carries. He had 42 yards rushing. Team had 107 yards rushing, so not bad. Yeah. First-round pick Jadarian Price dealing with lower body soreness. The Hawks also signed Emmanuel Wilson in the offseason. And with Zach Charbonnet not expected to return until at least October, are you at all concerned? Not just because of game 1 of the preseason, but looking ahead, knowing that running back room is going to take a beating all season long, are you at all concerned with the depth at running back?
100% concerned. I mean, you lost a guy that was basically the engine to your offense for the last 6 weeks of the year, and Kenny Walker, who's now in Kansas City. Jadarian Price has proven nothing. I mean, I think we all think he's going to be good. We all hope he's going to be good. We all like the fact that he's on the Seahawks. I like him. I think you guys like him too. But until he shows it, there's really nothing to look at with any hardcore data to make you go to bed at night feeling really good about the running back room. And who knows how Zach Charbonnet is going to respond to the knee injury, even when he does come back in October, Paul. What kind of player will he be? You know, is George Holani going to be counted on for too much? Is Emmanuel Wilson, Velus Jones going to be counted on for maybe more than they should? I think the depth at running back right now is a major concern because, look, Jadarian Price, he's been banged up, guys. He has not been practicing for a little bit. Will he be ready by week one? Even if he is ready by week one, how healthy will he be? I'm not trying to say the sky is falling with the running back room right now, but I think to say that you're not concerned at all, that you feel 1,000% confident in where the running backs are at right now, I think that's ridiculous to have a point like that. There's nobody who should feel that way until these guys can show it on game day.
As far as the starters, they usually get the most of their reps in these joint practices. They'll have one on Friday with the Titans in Nashville. What do you want to see in the second preseason game, or really what do you want to come out of these joint practices?
Yeah, fights, lots of fights. This is where we usually see fights in these joint practices, right? But honestly, just close your eyes, guys, and think about all the joint practices the Seahawks have had over the years. And it's always good for maybe a little Donnybrook or two, right, in these things. No, I'm half kidding, obviously. Guys, again, just looking for no one to get hurt, no one to get banged up. I'm looking for someone to emerge as somebody who can make me feel semi-good about the depth at running back, maybe somebody who really runs with that situation, and then continuing to learn what Brian Fleury is doing on offense, especially with his tight ends. You saw Elijah Arroyo, getting involved big time early in that game on Saturday night. He might be a factor before it's all said and done. This is a guy in Brian Fleury who was working with George Kittle in San Francisco. Could A.J. Barner maybe turn into that guy? I thought he took a big step at the end of the year, had the big touchdown, obviously, in the Super Bowl against New England. So the brand new offensive coordinator, we've heard guys on Hard Knocks talking about how the cadence, the language, the vocabulary in the playbook has changed a little bit, which is interesting to me because the first time we ever talked to Brian Fleury after he was hired, he was wondering, are they going to come to me or am I going to come to them, right, as far as new stuff, or do I have to adapt to what they were doing before I got here? So clearly he's asking them to make a couple of changes to learn his new system, and then where's he going to be? He was on the sideline on Saturday. He'll be up in the booth this weekend in Tennessee. Clint Kubiak, spent some time on the sideline, obviously. Ryan Grubb was up in the booth. So where he ends up calling plays, this is a first-time play caller, guys, who's never done this before, who is still trying to figure out where he wants to be during the game because he's got no history of doing this. So that's one thing to keep an eye on, too.
Yeah, that's a great point. And the workflow issues, that's a good time during the preseason to get some of that stuff ironed out. But, Brian did say in the production meeting on Friday, he likes to see the guys face to face so they can kind of understand what he's talking about, because when you're barking it down on the headset, sometimes it comes across the wrong way. So that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out.